Okay, all good.
Camera. High five.
I can be in it.
Once again for the camera. High five. Okay. Very like fluffy.
Yes,
Which I didn't
usually.
expect. Oh,
Good
India, come
kind
here.
Good panettone is fluffy. So cute in his little jacket. Wow.
New word.
I got my stick. I'm happy. Stick. Stock? Stock? Isn't that a piece?
Hello. We are back. We are back home. Wow, excuse me. Went on a walk with some friends and their lovely, lovely little golden doodle. Yeah, it was like an hour and a half long. It was a really nice walk though. It was really cold today, but very crisp. It was sunny. So, well, now it's cloudy, but you know, gotta try and catch as much light as I can before it gets dark, and it will get dark because it's winter and the sun sets at like 4 now. So it's always nice to get some fresh air, you know. And as for the rest of today, I want to get some drawing done, probably edit this video. Gotta do some chores. So I guess it's just your average typical Sunday. But thanks for joining me and see you in a bit.
Hello, it's me again. I'm back. As I'm pulling up my Muji planners here, I thought I'd take this time to reflect a little bit about what it's been like getting back into making art this past year. Oh, used the wrong colored pen there. Anyways, I saw some artists on Instagram doing these little doodles a day in their planners and thought that could be a fun way to get myself back into drawing, at least in the beginning. And now it's become a part of my daily routine, a fun little starter warm-up before I get into whatever piece or project I'm working on. Some months are pretty random as far as doodles go, and some months have a theme. As you can see, I'm really into drawing mushrooms and fungi at the current moment. But just a quick little backstory. I had quit my job as a designer in New York and broke my knee while moving to Berlin at the end of 2022. And soon after having fully recovered from that, had another unexpected medical emergency in March. It was a long recovery, but in hindsight, maybe a blessing in disguise. There was a lot of shame and guilt. I had always wanted to be an artist and was fortunate enough to be able to study in my college years, but even after graduating, I still felt that it wasn't an acceptable career choice. I had grown up in an environment and culture where it was all good and fine as a hobby, but as a career, not so much. And unfortunately, I cared too much about what the people in my life thought about it. I had bounced around in my 20s, making compromises and excuses, convincing myself that I could never make a living making the art that I wanted to make, and that I would ultimately always fail in the end. I was unhappy, unfulfilled, and honestly, really burnt out. But during those bedridden months of recovery, I reflected on how unpredictable life was and thought about the regret I would feel if I didn't at least try. Kind of cheesy, I know, but it inspired me to start drawing again. Well, actually, more like doodling again. Baby steps. But there's still a lot of doubt and fear that I hold. There's so many talented people out there in the world, and throw in AI now too. Am I too old to quote-unquote start over? I'm in my 30s. Shouldn't I technically already have all my ducks in order, or at least have this aspect of my life figured out? I blame weird societal pressure for this. But I'm learning to embrace this new change and fear. I hadn't practiced drawing or making art in years and had honestly forgotten how much I loved it. And I still feel like I'm trying to figure it out. What kind of mediums do I like? What artistic goals do I want to achieve? What do I want to share? What kind of projects do I want to explore and do? But I guess it's all part of the process. A process that I'm trying to enjoy and not rush. It's hard to remember in these moments that it's been a minute and I need to be patient and kind to myself. Easier said than done. I've found myself at many moments this past year getting easily swept up in social media and comparing myself to the thousands of other super talented creative individuals online, feeling like I'm not good enough or not making things fast enough. But once again, trust the process. As I continue my art practice, I'm hoping that I'll gain more confidence in myself and my work. I have to remind myself that it's only the beginning. Starting this YouTube channel is also something that I'm exploring and experimenting with. I'm hoping that I'll be able to document my art journey here, as well as snippets of my life. It would be pretty cool to be able to look back at these moments and see how things have changed. Or not, who knows? Anyways, I'm making mulled apple cider here. I had thought of making Glühwein at home, which is German mulled wine, but decided on making something non-alcoholic, saving my liver for the upcoming Christmas season. I found a couple recipes where I could use apple juice and just use what I had at hand. Probably not entirely authentic, but it was absolutely delicious, and I would 100% make this cozy drink again in the upcoming cold winter months here in Berlin. But enough chit-chat for now. I appreciate you, fellow viewer, in taking an interest on what's happening over here and watching my video. No, this is not the end of the video, though it does sound like it. But I just wanted to say thanks for being here. Okay, now on to the final segment.
We really don't have food. You can go over there though. Those humans over there.
Actually, we have.
Oh, and it disappeared. It's a little snowman on the bench.
All of them can be
Yeah, I can't be in it.
ice cream.
So that's it for the video. If you've reached the end, wow, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll make sure to write down all the places that were mentioned in the description box below. Subscribe and like if you've enjoyed this somewhat reflective, wintry vlog, and I'll see you in my next one.